people want to help. And I'm glad. We could use as many people as we can. So the stairs must have been the stairs I came up to get here. It's so beautiful here.
Look at that view. Look at that freaking view. Hello, Nikki. An ogre crafter? Yeah, I think it could be an... Whoa! Try not to smack branches in Mersie's face there.
All right. There's a couple more over there. I wonder if there's any other treasure in these rooms.
So we need to go all the way over here. Yep, to a rendezvous. It looks like up here, Scar's Edge is where there is a, up here is a world boss. So we're going to avoid him. Hello, welcome back, Joe. Have you done it, Voron? Have you done the world boss?
All right. Now to find the road. And I'm going to fight strong for Neshi's wife. And all of those who've been hurt. Okay.
So, looks like... What road is this? Road that is not on the map. That's what road this is. Oh, wrong way. I will warn you, I am terrible with directions. And that's one of the, you know, after like 2 days play, I was like, I need some kind of map. So I found the mini map here, which I love. I love killing the... Hey! Your name is Esme! Awesome! Hi, Esme. Did you know that my last character's name was Esme? The first character we played, well, the second character, the first character I live streamed and whatnot was Esme. And that's awesome. I also found out just yesterday that a friend of ours had her baby, her second baby, and she named her Esme too. Isn't that awesome? Voron. So these are the add-ons I have. This one is, which one is it? Not seeing it right off the top of my head here. Let me look. Oh, I know where I can find it. Over here. Add-ons. Mini-map. Ah, yeah. This is, oh, yeah. And I've only been playing for a little more than a month, I guess. But I love modding games, so the minute I found out... I mean, you should have seen my Skyrim that we played on the channel for so many years. I believe this one is called Fierkin's Minimap. I believe is what it is called. But yeah, I have a lot of add-ons, and I use all of them. For example, I don't know if you've noticed, Voron, but I try to, when I'm role-playing here, which I do for every game we do on the channel, I try to make every game as immersive as possible. The goal is to create an experience where we can feel, as we're watching, that we're actually there with Mersie. So one of the things I did, if you've noticed, is I have taken the reticle off. Oh, it's raining. I don't want to sit here in the rain. Let's go. But anyway. And for example, I have an add-on down here in the corner. It's hard to see with where we are right now. Let's see if I can get, there we go. Can you see that down there in the bottom? It's a little hard to see, but it tells us the day and time in ELSWEYR, in Tamriel. So, by the way, and I usually like to start out each episode by telling you what time it is, but I forgot this time. But right now, Mersie's adventure, it is Lourdes, which I believe is a Monday, 12th of last seed in the second era, 6:05. It is 2:58 p.m. Hello. All right, I'll say it. I'll say, you know what? Hey, honey. Panicked Monk says hello, and he'll say, what? And who is that? Yeah, I'll tell him, Joe. I will tell him. All right, so we are back here on a road. So we have a while to go for this trip. So let's actually do a quick audiobook for this one. Because I have a feeling we're going to have to go the long way around, because this is going to end I have a feeling we won't be able to get through here. So let's listen to an audiobook now. Let me just cue that up. NARRA is the person who has recorded these audiobooks, and we have done a collaboration. And Velest, if you want her channel, it's in the mod team area. I put it in there to ask you guys to put it into your clip notes. All right. So what shall we listen to by Mara? Let's listen to Master Zorum's Tale, Part 1. This is a two-parter. And in order to do this, I'm going to lower Elder Scrolls Online while we travel. We always listen to an audiobook from NARRA while we travel. And I'm going to cue this up for you and enjoy. Master Zorum's Tale, Part 1.
The Temple of Two Moons Dance in Torval has for many hundreds of years been the finest training ground in all Tamriel for warriors of foot and beast. The masters teach students of all ages from all parts of Tamriel the most ancient techniques and the most modern variations, and many a former pupil has graduated to great fame. I myself trained there, and as a young child, I remember asking my first master, Zoraim, which former student he felt had best learned the lessons of the temple. I was not a teacher when I met this man, but a student myself, he said, smiling in reminiscence, his great wrinkled face becoming even more like the withered fruit of the bathroom tree. This was long ago, before your parents were born. For many years I had trained at the temple, rising to study in more difficult and demanding classes, taught by the wisest and most learned masters of the Two Moons Dance. G9th, you will come to understand that the tempering of your body must attend the tempering of your mind, and there is a prescribed order of training we at the temple have designed over the years in concordance with the way of Riddlethar. I had reached the highest level, where my power and skill were such that even by supernatural, magical means, few could ever best me in weaponless combat. There was a servant at the temple at the time, a Dunmare a few years older than myself and those in my class. We had never noticed him but in passing over the years, for he would enter the training chambers quietly, clean for a few minutes' time, and leave without saying a word. Not that we would have listened if he spoke, so enwrapped were we in our exercises and lessons. When our last master told some of us, myself included, that the time had come for us to leave the temple or become teachers. There was a great festival of celebration. The Main himself deigned to visit and observe our ceremony. As we were and are a temple of philosophy and combat, there were contests of debate and competitions in the temple's war arena, not only among the elite few, but open to all students. On the first day of the festival, I was examining the gladiatorial roster to see who I would fight with first, when I heard a conversation behind me. The servants speaking to the archpriest of the temple. It was the first time I heard the Dunmer's voice, and the first time I heard his name. I understand you wish to rejoin your people's struggle in Morrowind, Terran, the archpriest was saying. I am sorry to hear it. You have been an institution here for many, many years, and you will be missed. If there's anything I can do for you, please name it. Thank you for your kindness, the Dunmer replied. I do have a request, but I fear you would be loath to grant it. Ever since I first came to the temple, I've been watching the students learn and practiced myself when my duties allowed for it. I know I am but a servant here, but I would be honored if you would allow me to compete in the war arena. I stifled my gasp at the mayor's impertinence to even suggest that he would be worthy to fight with those of us who had trained so hard. To my surprise, the archpriest agreed, adding the name Terran Omathan to the roster at the beginner's level. I was eager to whisper the news to my fellow elite students, but my first bout was scheduled to begin in a few minutes' time.
That was by NARRA. That was Master Zaroran's Tale Part 1. Yeah, we do that for all of our travel, and I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. Yay! Yep, you can grab more content from NARRA on her YouTube channel. She also has a Twitch channel as well too, but I will warn you, she's not a role player. At least not that I've seen so far. So let's raise the volume here of... Just a moment, please, while I get everything straightened up here.
The Temple of Two Moons Dams and...
It's on repeat. Nope. I do that. It's because I'm hitting my mouse button, and she takes out her and starts accidentally popping people in the nugget.
The Dragon King of Cats has come to lead us.
I'm getting terrible frame rates here. All right, so I've got to find Abnathan. They said that we needed to meet in Rimmon, and he marked it on my map. So
A divine lives
I'm not exactly sure how we get up here. Is there like a way we can get up there somehow, or it looks like they're kind of up on the wall.
You cannot deny Alkosh forever.
Try and get a look here.
Witness the miracle at
Yeah, I know. Jessa totally made me do it. So how do we do this? Go back and go under the aqueduct. Oh, thank you. Did that one throw you too, Angie? Probably not. She's such a skilled
Come and give
player.
thanks to him.
I like to click on the NPCs because they often have something to say. So it looks like we need to head this way? Oh, this little path here. Alright. I wonder if these are friend or foe. Let me make sure. With her bow carefully. Oh, wait! She looks ahead. I think that's Cadwell. Hi, everybody! I'm here! Come here, you're so fast.
Over here. Tarn wants to speak to you.
Oh, he does? Alright. Hi, Cadwell, how are you?
This city, Rimmon, I believe I visited this place long ago. It was newer then, not quite as large, and there were definitely fewer Euraxians. I'm almost certain about that.
I don't on Twitch. Mostly I've just never really bothered with all of that. I don't even really know how it works on Twitch. Plus, I'm not an affiliate on purpose. I declined their affiliate invitation. So... So, but you can, although you don't have to. But if you're feeling really like you want to, you can go over to YouTube and do a super chat. Or you can become a patron, so I can see your beautiful face all the time in our Discord. He said, this city, Rimmon, I believe I visited this place long ago. It was newer than, not quite as large. There were definitely fewer Euraxians. Yeah. You're remembering more about that time you became a Shawshriven. I really want to hear the story of how it all happened.
It seems that before I became the emaciated epitome of perfection standing before you, I was the miscreant the world knew as Cadwell the Betrayer. My recollections of that time are all jumbled up like pieces of broken pottery in a burlap sack.
Twitch baffles me too. It really does. Yeah, my home is on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube, Twitch, or Mixer, Joe. So, what do you think changed you? I mean, you were a miscreant. From what I understand, Cadwell Betrayer was a little bit more than a miscreant. I mean, he was so evil, they split him up and buried his head from a different place than his body.
I've been wondering about that myself. Was it the transition from life to death? When I turned into a soul shriven, perhaps the centuries I spent wandering around scenic Cold Harbor? Who can tell? I'm just glad that I'm no longer a monumental ass.
Have you had any more visions through the eyes of your severed head? I mean, that must be pretty awkward. I mean, you're just making your dinner and minding your own business, and then bam, you know, you're somewhere else.
I've seen things that would curdle the cream in your cabbage pie. My original head is a menace, and that necromancer, Zumog Thum, he's even worse. They collected a pile of body parts. I think they're me, or the old me. It's all quite confusing.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Yay! Yay! We now have 90 patrons. Yay! 10 more to go. I hope it doesn't take us 2 years to get there. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. I will send you out a special thank you card later on today. Okay. So, Omi is quite are you sure you're up to helping us assault the palace? I mean, if you're having these visions come in and all.
Wouldn't miss it for all the shackles in Cold Harbor. I live for this kind of adventure. Besides, I want to make sure they don't get around to reassembling my old body. One of me is quite enough. 2 is definitely out of the question.
I agree. Believe me, there's only room and none for one of you. For sure. All right, Chimera.
I assume you recovered the master key? Oh, fragrant, my friend. I have waited a long time to return to the palace. My home. Tarn will describe the plan to you. I need a moment to collect my thoughts.
Your home? So you really did grow up in Rimmon Palace? What was it like? It must have been so adventurous.
Do you doubt my claim, Five Claw? No, no. Sometimes I find it hard to believe as well. I was barely 13 when the soldiers attacked. My father, King Hemakar, thought the new emperor had sent troops to bolster our defenses. He was wrong.
So, do you know why Euraxia attacked Rimmon? I mean, was it just... Hey! 91 patrons! Make that 91. Welcome, Snark. Welcome. I really appreciate it. I will send out your thank you card and go over to Discord and make yourself comfortable. And I will be in there to visit with you after the live stream. Yay! Yay! Awesome! There's a lot going on in Discord. It's a lot of fun. And there are people over there now who can help you get comfortable and get you settled in. So let's try that again. So why do you know why Euraxia attacked Rimmon? I mean, was it just like, maybe the next thing to do on her laundry list for that day?
Not just Rimmon. All of Anequina. The usurper queen hired an army and conquered our land to assuage her pride, her greed. She wanted to be a queen, so she killed my parents and subjugated my people. With your help, that ends today.
So, she really did kill your parents? Your whole family? But you're still here. How did you survive?
My father's bodyguard, the King's Claw, escorted me to an adeptorium. I insisted on visiting the Grand Adept of the Desert Wind, and my father acquiesced. We were there when Euraxia attacked. Later, he took me to Gareshri. I never saw him again.
Don't give up hope. Maybe the King's Claw, your bodyguard, maybe he survived. We might even run into him in the palace or under disguise in the sewers or something. Don't give up hope, all right? Mersie smiles as always. Cheerful, hopeful. Oh, Mr. Thorn! Mr. Thorn, where are you? Oh, there you are. Thinking out things before the battle, huh? I'm back, and I'm here for my instructions.
I may not have figured out Chimera's true identity, but things have been hectic since I met her. Zamorak, though, he was easier to surmise. I recognized the bearing of the King's Claw the moment I saw him. Did you find us a way into the palace?
The fire, is that a potential spoiler you're putting there, Voron? Because I don't know what that refers to, and if it's a potential spoiler, I don't want to know. The old Castellan. Well, first of all, Mr. Thorn, I'm ready for battle. And, as I've said before, you have my bow. Chimera belongs on that throne, not your half-sister. No offense meant to your family or nothing. The old Castellan suggests we enter through the crypts. He was really a good person. I'll bet to myself. The Euraxians killed his wife, so we're going to be fighting for her memory. Here's the master key. He gave it to me.
The crypts. So that means another delightful trek through the sewers. The overwhelming stench of excrement still lingers from our last visit. Ah, well. I have another task for you to deal with first, however.
No, I did not. I just simply didn't understand what you were saying. Still don't. The fire, nah. Yeah. It isn't? Oh, okay. Well, sorry, Voron. Since I don't know what it means, it can't be spoiling me, I guess. So, you know, Abner, there is a little suggestion I have. I tried it myself.
when you leave the sewers, try taking a bath. It works. You really do smell a bit right. I mean, beg your pardon and all. So, what do you need me to do? What task do you need?
The siege weapons aimed down into the city. We need to disable them before Euraxia realizes she's under attack, or she'll destroy Rimmon just to spite us. Meet Nalado and destroy 2 of the installations. Chimera will take care of the 3rd.
So there, sometimes in Elder Scrolls Online, every once in a while, they'll have a dialogue thing, which kind of jumps over this space, this logic space. Like where did he say anything about Zamorak and being King's Claw and all that? Like, she's just, I don't know where she came to that conclusion. He didn't say anything about it, and she had no idea. But she stops and she thinks.
We were talking about somebody named King's Claw. Chimera told me. And he'd been in exile. I met him in Valenwood. He was in disguise as a Khajiit merchant. Do you think Zamorak? Do you think Zamorak was King's Claw? That could be it.
Just thinking out loud. A habit I acquired during my time in the archives at White Gold Tower. Zamorak once served as a royal protector. From his bearing and the way he hovers near Chimera, he had to be one of the King's Claws. It's quite obvious.
Oh, he did? I must have missed that. So Voron is telling me that he said that first thing when I walked up to him. So I'm going to blame me missing that gigantic piece of information on streamer brain. If you ever become a streamer, I don't know if you are, but if you ever become a streamer, you'll understand how easy it is to miss gigantic pieces of information because you have more than so many things going on in your head that you're watching and doing. So I'm blaming it on that and not on old age. Probably old age. All right.
If you say so. Listen, I'll go help Captain Nalado to destroy the siege weapons. I'll be happy to. I've learned that I really like destroying siege weapons. I like siege weapons. They're really big. And they make me feel really powerful because I'm kind of small.
Captain Nalado's waiting for you near the siege weapons. Work with her to put them out of commission. Once we see the weapons go up in flames, we'll head out and rendezvous with you at the sewer entrance.
All right, but that will tell Euraxia that we're here and we're ready to party. I mean, kill her. Just so you know.
I'm counting on it. After you and Nalado destroy the first 2 platforms and Chimera deals with the 3rd, Euraxia will order her troops into the streets to defend the city. That will mean fewer soldiers inside the palace to hamper our assault.
Smart, that's smart. I can see why you're such a renowned battle mage. We draw them out of the palace and into the streets. All right, what will you be doing, Mr. Thorn?
Zamorak, Cadwell, and I will make our way to the sewers and deal with any Euraxians stationed there. Can't have them raise an alarm and alert my half-sister to our true intentions. Are you insinuating that my contributions are lacking?
I am not sure why this is an intimidation. She would say this being completely serious. Oh, I see. When you set the dragons free. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah.
I'm not, of course. I'm not, Mr. Thorn.
I'm trying to decide what she would say. Which one of these she would say or which version. So one thing about roleplay, the way I roleplay is I do not read, as you can tell, this word for word. Sometimes I will change the meaning a little bit, or I will say something slightly different or whatnot, as long as what the NPC replies sounds congruent to what she's saying. So I get creative with it, which is what roleplay is. It's creativity. Darn is getting a bit touchy. Well, you know what? If I smelled the high heaven, I'd be a bit touchy too. No, Mr. Thorn, I promise. No insinuations, whatever those are, were meant. Intended. I mean, you're here and you're helping, and that's what we need.
I thought you might be remarking on how spellcasting seems to leave me drained. Or perhaps you were implying that this was my fault for accidentally releasing the dragons from the halls of Colossus. No matter. Do your job, and I'll do mine.
So it's true, though. It is true. You are the ones who did it, and you just admitted it was an accident. That must make it hard to sleep at night. Imagine. It's quite a whoopsie. You understand? But I've had things I've done that's been really silly before, just not on quite a larger scale. So, you say Zamorak might have been one of the King's Claws, and I agree with you. So what does it mean?
The King's Claws were an elite squad of agents loyal to King Hemakar of Rimmon. They protected the king and the royal family, undertook special missions, all very hush-hush. It's a guess, but if I'm right, it explains much about Zamorak.
So, since you are so effective, as you say, and I know that you can be, what you gonna be doing? What are you gonna be doing to help us?
Zamorak, Cadwell, and I will make our way to the sewers and deal with any Euraxians stationed there. Can't have them raise an alarm and alert my half-sister to our true intentions. Are you insinuating that my contributions are lacking?
I already asked him about this. So interestingly, we did do that prologue, not on this character, but we did it with Esme, actually. And so I know that he did release it. That was a neat little prologue too. Mersie has no idea about that, but yeah, we did see it. So that's cool that it changes, because there's a discussion going on Reddit actually right now about someone who complains that there aren't enough dialogue flags for the different things that you do, because, which would be very impossible, because you can play the quest lines in any way, in any order. So it's really impossible for the NPCs, for the developers to know whether you did this first or that first, and in what order you did it, and how you left it, and all that kind of stuff. But they do as good a job as they can with such an open world game. But yeah. All right, so let's head on over to the next part of our job here. And Mersie's going to run a bit so that
I'll
we
get
can...
to the far bastion. Best we don't travel together.
I don't think I'd be able to keep up, to be honest. So, we need to get to... Man, she's speedy. Mersie pants and struggles.
Has come to lead us.
And she disappeared anyway.
You have nothing to fear. The Trader shall pray for you.
Right.
All of you.